Welcome back. Democrats are getting an early start at launching campaigns to run against Republican U.S. Representative Derrick Van Orden in the 3rd Congressional District. He won that seat narrowly after losing in his first try a few years ago to former longtime incumbent Democrat Ron Kine. Throwing her hat into the ring this week, former Eau Claire business owner Rebecca Cooke. Rebecca, welcome to the show.
Yeah, well, thanks so much for having me this morning.
So you were the second runner-up it was last year's Democratic primary for this seat?
Correct, yeah, in 2022.
So looking forward, this is likely going to be a pretty crowded primary for you. Several other prominent Democrats are expressing interest. How competitive do you feel your bid is going to be this time around?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of speculation of folks that are running, but for me, it was important to get an early start, to hop in here in July. I had a broad base of support in 2022. I won 11 out of 19 counties, mostly rural counties, as well as Eau Claire and Portage counties that are a little more populous. I was proud of that showing. I think my message really resonated with, people throughout this district. My background, I grew up on a dairy farm here in Eau Claire, grew up showing cattle in 4-H and being, a small business owner. And, I run a nonprofit that really connects also with small businesses and Main Street businesses. I think the message that I had really resonated with people. And so I'm eager to build on that momentum that we had, at the end of the 2022 primary and to come out stronger than ever. And so we've been already hard at work doing that.
What's your take on the 3rd District? And what I mean by that, they elected Van Orden, in a fairly narrow vote, like I mentioned. But, do you think that they're ready to change their mind on him next year?
Yeah, I think folks in the 3rd District are really pragmatic, hardworking people, and that's very much what my background is. I'm a working class candidate. I grew up working class. I'm still working class. And I think that Washington is really ran by insiders and elites on both sides of the aisle. And I think we've started to see, Derrick Van Orden pandering to that a little bit, being a little bit of a lackey to Kevin McCarthy. He's an author, an actor, and a congressman, feels like just another feather in his hat and kind of seeking more for limelight versus, really being a public servant. And so for me, I think it's important to show up. I did a 19 county district tour all throughout this vast geographic district last cycle and intend to do that. And that's, what we're going to do as we continue to roll out this campaign really strong. It's not just about this first week. It's a marathon and not a sprint. And it's really about connecting with people in all the nooks and crannies of this district to really hear what they're looking for in their next representative. And I think the way I really connected with people as well is running really value-centered campaign and not leading necessarily with political ideology, but issues and things that all of us can kind of connect with on both sides of the aisle.
The Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel reported this week that some other people that could be considering runs in the Democratic primary include Stevens Point area state representative Katrina Shanklin, also potentially Missy Hughes. What do you think sets you apart from those ladies?
Yeah, I think that I've been in the trenches of running a U.S. congressional race. It's a lot of work to build a grassroots campaign that we did last cycle and to really connect with people. I've gotten an early start on fundraising as well. It's going to take a lot of resources to win and to deliver that message throughout this district. But, I think the base of support that I had last time from labor unions, from small business owners, from farmers, from everyday people in this district is something that's difficult to replicate.
Absolutely. Now, let's say that you do make it to Congress. What do you foresee being perhaps your absolute top issue that you want to get started on in your first 100 days?
Yeah, that's a great question. There's a number of things that I'm really focused on, getting the PRO Act passed. I come from a union family. My brother's a union firefighter down in Madison. My sister works for the teachers union in Minnesota. In particular, issues that really impact working families. Additionally, healthcare is something that's at top of mind as well, expanding Medicare to cover vision, dental, and hearing, the very things that deteriorate as folks age. So those are a couple of the issues. Obviously, I think that, the overturning of Roe v. Wade is top of mind to a lot of folks, and was, definitely a huge part of the campaign last cycle. And so really working to advocate, for women's health freedoms is also going to be very important this cycle and what I hope to accomplish and restore those when I get to Congress.
Last question for you. What do you think would be a surprise, something that voters don't know about you that they would be surprised by?
Let's see. That's a great question. Well, I used to run. I'm thinking about this because I'm going back out on the county fair circuit to have a lot of conversations with folks. But I used to. Our family raised registered Holsteins, and so I was very much a dairy show girl, which I don't know that people know a ton about me. I was at the Colfax Fair, Chippewa Fair, Eau Claire Fair, the State Fair in Milwaukee. And so, so I think being a dairy champion might be something that folks would be surprised to know.
There we go. Fits well with the district you're running for. Rebecca, thank you so much. It was good to talk to you.
Thank you.
All right, we will be right back.